Coach, getting ready to start the indoor season in earnest for you guys, heading out to Indiana University. You guys have already competed once this year. The women side particularly, your cross-country girls coming back and had a chance to really stretch their legs back in December and get ready for this season.
Yeah, after Kent State in early December, really didn't know what the results were gonna fare on that because of a shortened cross-country season. We didn't do our regular season layoff like we normally do after cross country. We went right through to Kent State, which was December 8th. And I thought our athletes responded quite well to that. It was a long drive up to Kent, Ohio for a one-day turn and came back. But again, our distance girls did a good job with that. I felt all of our girls did, introducing a lot of freshmen to the track. To indoor track, it was quite interesting. Guys especially came on real strong at Kent State. Again, asking some to run the mile, which they're trained for 8Ks and 10Ks right now. They haven't done a whole lot of speed work, but we couldn't throw 15 guys in the 3K up there. So we kind of split the difference, and I thought our entire distance group did a real nice job.
This is the first time in quite some time that track and field has fielded a group of sprinters with any sort of regularity, and on the women's side it really showed at Kent State as several records were broken.
Yeah, we broke, I think, 9 records. Some, to be honest, were non-existent before that meet. We ran some athletes in an event that NKU has never contested before. Others were pretty solid records for a program that's never really fielded a full track team, but they fell. Karina Falks, who broke 2 school records that were existing, they were certainly not her best day, but good enough to place well in the event and good enough to get the Atlantic Sun Conference Athlete of the Week.
You mentioned Karina as the track athlete of the week on the women's side. Brendan Chwalik also earning ASUN Track Athlete of the Week on the men's side, leading a very solid group of men, the distance runners in the 3K.
The 3K was definitely our event of the day, and it was the last event of the meet. So we were very excited. The guys had been laying around for about 7 hours, and by the time the event went off, we had a nice solid pack in there. They ran together for a large part of it. J.J. Weber and eventual winner of the 3K event at Kent State, Brendan Chwalik, worked together in the top 5 group there, and eventually they separated themselves from the rest of the pack. Brendan just refused to give up, and he went after it, especially the last 3 or 4 laps, and just really competed hard. It's probably, Brendan gets in his head sometimes that he just wants to win. He just is going to do what it takes, and he may fade a little bit, but he's not going to go away. And he came back on that one and did a really great job, again, getting ASUN Athlete of the Week for that performance and breaking a long-standing NKU 3K indoor record that Zach Kaler, a former All-American of ours, set. So he's running some very good times, as all of our guys. You mentioned earlier, 5 or 6 guys in the top 11. Very solid performance from our distance group.
Also on the men's side, we're starting to see the sprinters in the field events start to take shape as well. I know we ran a few in that event back at Kent State.
Yeah, those were the marks were not certainly the athletes were disappointed. The men athletes were a little bit disappointed in their performance. Being their first indoor meet after just a couple months of conditioning and training, some of them haven't competed for a couple years. But they are working very hard. I know everybody, distance, sprints, field events alike, did what they needed to do over the holidays. Now, we're going to shake the rust off at Indiana University this weekend and kind of see what else we need to do. But I expect that those jitters that we had for the opener at Kent State won't be as much of a factor as it will for IU.
Most of the country's going to get started this weekend on indoor track.
Right.
Again, NKU going to the Gladstein Invite at Indiana University. What's going to be really the big difference between that invite and the one we've already been to at Kent State?
The Kent State meet is an open, and to be honest, a lot of coaches don't run their distance people at that point because they're finishing up a long cross-country season. With our situation being unique with the Division One bump up transition, and we did not compete at the NCAA level, we had a lot of extra recovery time there that we were able to train through. So this event will bring out a lot of the best in the Midwest. One of the reasons we're going to Indiana University in the first place is that they do a great job with their meets, and they are very inclusive of teams in the region, not only Division I, but high caliber Division II, Division III, and NAIA schools will be represented there. It is not a meet for everybody. Like I said, it's high caliber, so our athletes will definitely be tested.